The National Gallery was founded in 1824 and houses a collection of more than 2,300 paintings, dating from the 13th to the 19th centuries. The collection belongs to the government on behalf of the British public, and entry to the main collection is free of charge.
Hello, my name's Neil Evans and I'm Senior Press and Public Relations Manager at the National Gallery here in London. The National Gallery is 200 years old this year, so we're having a wonderful year-long celebration which includes fantastic exhibitions, and also we have the refurbishment of the Sainsbury Wing, which is a building annex to the National Gallery, which is reopening after some refurbishment next May. So lots of exciting things going on in the National Gallery's history in this, our 200th anniversary year. The National Gallery is the nation's collections of paintings from around the early Renaissance, 13th century, right through to around 1914. So it includes pictures from the great Renaissance masters, like, for example, The Virgin and the Rocks by Leonardo da Vinci behind me, and goes right through to the paintings of Picasso, Matisse, and post-impressionists like Van Gogh. What's remarkable and what we wanted to do about celebrating our collection, the permanent collection of the National Gallery, was to have two exhibitions in this anniversary year, which look at the beginning of the collection and the newest pictures in the collection. One of which is looking at Renaissance art in Siena, and this is a co-organized exhibition with the Metropolitan in New York, and that will be coming here in March. And this year we have Van Gogh Poets and Lovers, which looks at the works that we have at the end of our collection before we finish, which is around 1914. And Van Gogh was one of the great, most influential artists of all time. And he was very influenced by paintings before him, and he had a huge influence on artists later. So people can come and see this exhibition, Van Gogh Poets and Lovers, here, which looks specifically at Van Gogh's paintings during his period in Provence in the south of France, just 2 years, but in which he produced many of his greatest paintings. So, for example, in our Van Gogh Poets and Lovers exhibition, we have the Philadelphia's wonderful sunflowers, which you can see next to the National Gallery's own sunflowers. And it's the first time that those two particular sunflowers have been brought together since they were in Van Gogh's home in Arles in the south of France in the 19th century. So that's a wonderful example of how galleries work together internationally. Thrilling about having the two sunflowers together and La Berceuse from the Museum of Fine Arts Boston is that they are seen together in exactly the way that Van Gogh intended them to be seen together. So for the first time since his lifetime, we've been able to kind of grant his wish, and you can come to London and see this exhibition and see these three pictures as Van Gogh intended them to be displayed. Because, of course, Van Gogh was a great strategist. You know, we often see Van Gogh through the prism of his mental health, but actually he was an incredibly forward-looking strategist about his career, and there was nothing more exciting for him than planning exhibitions with his fellow artist friends in Paris. So even when he was in Provence, he was drawing in his notebooks and his diaries and his letters plans of how he wanted his paintings to be seen together. When you come to the National Gallery, there are all sorts of things that you can do. You can look at the pictures, but you can also take part in tours. You can come to lectures. We also have, this is a global museum, of course, so we also have a lot of information and videos from our curators online. So you can learn about the pictures and find out more about the pictures, both online, on social media, and here, of course, in the gallery. And we open 7 days a week. On Fridays, we open till 9 o'clock in the evening. So it's 10 till 6 every day, except Fridays when we're open 10 till 9. So there's a lovely opportunity to come in the evening as well on Fridays to enjoy the collection. In terms of the collection, what you can see here, of course, we've got fantastic iconic pictures like the Leonardo picture behind me. And as I said, we go up to Van Gogh and Picasso and Matisse. In between, we have wonderful examples of British art, such as John Constable's Haywain, lots of famous painters by Turner, one of the great British painters. And we also have fantastic collections of Italian and also Impressionist art, Monet, and we also have extraordinary late Renaissance and Baroque art, Caravaggio. So you do get a really, really good sense of the story and narrative of European painting. We have in this collection a free policy, so everybody can come into the National Gallery anytime to see the permanent collection of works. And you can come through it and you can get a sense of the chronology of Western art going from late medieval, early Renaissance, right through to the beginning of the 20th century. But in addition to that, we have paying ticketed exhibitions, which include loans from museums and private collections from all around the world. With loan exhibitions, temporary exhibitions, our curators work with their peers throughout the world in bringing together pictures from all over the world. You know, we look for familiar pictures, but if you go to the Van Gogh exhibition, you'll also see pictures which are very rarely seen because they come from private collections. Sometimes these private collections are anonymous, but the important thing is that each of those pictures are there to tell a story in that exhibition. So it's years and years of preparation goes into an exhibition, and a lot of liaisons and meetings with lenders so that hopefully that they can agree to part with their pictures for 3 months so that they can all be seen together as in an exhibition like Van Gogh's Poets and Lovers.
Boris Anrep was a Russian mosaic artist. In Britain, he is known for his monumental mosaics at the National Gallery, Westminster Cathedral, and the Bank of England. At the National Gallery, Boris Anrep created colorful mosaics in the 1920s and 30s, and again in 1952 with Modern Virtues, depicting leading figures of the day as characters from mythology.